Joe, fantastic to have you with us today. How are you doing, sir?
Nice to meet you. I'm doing fine, thank you. Where are you speaking from?
Yes, I'm speaking to you from Melbourne, Australia.
Okay, we'll be down there in 4 weeks.
Yes, I look forward to seeing you in person. That's great.
Excellent, that's good.
So, Joe, Joe Riley started off his career back in the 50s with his brother Jeff. And at one point, Reebok became the largest athletic shoe and apparel business. And I understand it was growing exponentially from a $9 million business and scaling up to a $1 billion empire in just 4 years. And at that time, Reebok was endorsed by the biggest athletes and celebrities. And Joe documents his personal story in the book Shoemaker. And his latest book is titled How to Survive and Thrive. And that book focuses on the inspiring stories of many other entrepreneurs and business leaders as well. And so my first question to you here, Joe, is when you reflect on your personal journey and those many years you had at Reebok, from starting off as a small business in the 1950s and then growing into an international global business, and all of those experiences you had connecting with the stories of those amazing people you featured in your latest book. What's been the biggest insight that you would love to share with the new entrepreneurs of today?
Well, I think the biggest insight for me was the fact that we enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun. And I think that if you're having fun and joy in life, you will be successful. And not every day is fun, but if you get up in the morning and yes, we're going to have fun today, then you have fun. And I think the wonderful thing is to be into a business, whatever business you're in, is to make sure that you really love that business. You've got to fall in love with it. You've got to be able to develop it. It's part of you. And I think for me, yes, the fact that I guess in many ways we were lucky because we happen to be in a business which has never stopped growing. The sports and entertainment business continues to grow and grow. We see that everything, certainly in footwear and apparel, it's so inspired now by the athletics market. People want sneakers. People want to dress more comfortable, and so in that sense, we were lucky, very lucky to be in that business. And I hope anybody whatever business they're in, they're fortunate enough to see it develop and grow and become something big.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for that. And I think I would also be interested in finding out, how did you kind of instill a sense of fun in your organization? Because obviously when you started off, it was you and your brother Jeff, and as brothers, you probably had a bit of fun and probably a bit of butting heads as well, I assume. But you grew into a much larger teams. So it'd be interesting to understand, as you start to scale up, how do you instill that sense of fun in an organization as it gets beyond just the family?
Well, I guess that you need talent in any business. You can only put so much in yourself. I mean, Reebok still have some of the things that I did in the design. They still, even from 1970s, some of the designs are still working today and working very well. But you need somebody to put into the company and different ideas. Aerobics was not my idea, but aerobics really built the business. And pump was a wonderful development. And again, I had nothing to do with pump. So you need those people to come, and you need them to share the business. You need them to feel that they are part of Reebok. They've got to be part of the business. They don't just come in and work from 8 till 5 and 9 till 5. That you don't want, because you need a business to keep moving forward, and to keep progressing, to keep developing. And for that, you need people. So,
did you have any particular rituals that you guys would do every day to kind of, or was just the nature of the industry is quite fun, I think, because it's around sports and things that people love to do in their leisure time, or, compete in professional sports. But, when you're in the business, I think, sometimes you almost forget that, an important part is to remember to have fun. I mean, that's why you're doing it for sure.
Well, I think again we were lucky. Our business continued to uh, develop, expand, and grow. It continued to do that. We scaled up all the time, mainly because we're in a part of lifestyles now that people are not working as hard. In fact, Julie and I comment on this. Nobody seems to work on a Monday, and nobody seems to work on a Friday. And since COVID, a lot of people still work from home. So the working place is not used as much these days. In fact, last time we were at Reebok and we were talking to Todd, who is now the new CEO, and we were talking about there doesn't seem to be many people. And he said, no, it's tough to get them back into the office these days. And if you try and make it a requirement, they just leave.
Yes.
Just leave the company. And even when they come into the office these days, they still stay in their own office or their own particular area, and they Zoom each other. So
That's right.
Yeah,
Just like we are right now. Yeah,
that's like we are right now. Yeah, but we're a long way apart, of course. But even sitting in the office, they started to Zoom each other. So I don't know. It's a changing world, and less and less. There's less and less demand for us to be doing a job from 9 till 5 and just doing it. And even if we used to be in the office, probably even maybe 50% of the time, it would be spent just having a chat or talk about something else, and not serious business. It's only the guys who were on the production line, and now the production lines are being replaced by robots and things like that. So there's more people have more spare time. People will turn to sport, entertainment, and so that's why the business. Even when we started in 1958, we never had a recession in our business. The only time it became difficult was with COVID, because COVID everyone thought stay at home. So that's the only time it became difficult for the business. But otherwise, we just grew and expanded, and the business was there. It just came to us. So we were very fortunate in that way.
And was it because of just the constant kind of innovation that is the reason why you were able to build the business so large? I mean, is it, there's an element of fun that's very important. The people you mentioned, having the right team members that can, adapt to the circumstance, whether it's, COVID or, working remotely, or, in the past coming out with a new design, or even when you started off having to figure out, do I need to upgrade to the latest machine that's going to be a little bit lighter and quicker and faster? So, innovation's always been part of I guess, your legacy is going through these different advancements. So I'm just wondering in my mind, as we're talking about this, do you think that, innovation is, do you think it's an art or is it a science? Is it, what's more important, the human to the tech, or both?
Well, I think that innovation is essential. It keeps you I'm going to say keeps you in the business, keeps you thinking. And you need to look at sport. We started off as a running company, and when we became number one in the UK, we looked around and thought, well, do we now go into soccer? Do we go into football? Do we go into other sports? Or do we expand our territory? We ended up expanding our territory and going into USA. When we're in USA, then along came the innovation of aerobics. Nobody had heard of aerobics. And I think this is what's happening now. Our spare time, we're inventing new things. Pickleball now is something big in America. What's the golf called? Top golf. Yeah,
Top golf, yes.
Is coming in. They're finding new ways, new sports, new things to do. There is sporting and fitness. Everybody wants to be fitter these days. And the simple thing about fitness was, in the first place, a pair of running shoes, a pair of sneakers, and go out and you could, for very little money, you could have a fitness. You could get fit. Now, of course, gyms have expanded. Everybody has a gym now. So everything's expanding. The whole opportunity in the sporting goods or entertainment world is just growing and growing. So for us, I think innovation it develops innovation. You know, pickleball now, they need a new racket. There will be different shoes. Somebody will make a specific shoe for pickleball, and so it goes on. And new developments of materials. Okay, we're not high tech. I don't think footwear is high tech, but we get some new rubbers, some new ideas, and those are the things that keep you going, that give you the pleasure of a business and the opportunities to develop more areas in which to work. So innovation, yes, and I think most of the innovation is marketing. Most of it comes down to marketing. The pump was a wonderful marketing tool. Everybody wanted a pump. They wanted it. So those are things. So most of the innovation come, as I say, as a marketing tool, and this just expands your own footprint in the business.
And as you're seeing now, this innovation with tech today, for example, with ChatGPT and these AI things and this whole AI hype, what are your thoughts around how this gets incorporated into the business? Any thoughts around that?
Oh, I think it's going to go into every business, and so many businesses will develop with it. But they're mainly tech businesses. They're mainly to do with social media and those sort of areas. There will be a lot of technology in footwear. There will be a lot of automation, but I think basically the product, it's not that easy. They have tried three-dimensional printing, and it does work to some extent, but unfortunately, the materials are different. And I think 3D printing works for bits and pieces, but 3D printing is slow. So until they can get it faster, you still have to make shoes the same old way in a factory. New machinery, yes, new machinery will come along, and of course, techniques develop with machinery. So we probably won't be wearing the same shoes. Whether leather, at the moment, leather is still in heavy use in footwear, but we do have synthetic materials, and we're looking. Ecology is also there. Can we reuse those materials? Well, some of them we can, some of them we can't. But all these things will drive the business and change the business, and it's being aware that it's up to you to make these changes.
Yeah, and we have to remember the people side, right? So that's
Right.
that's the important bit.
Well, people will be paid to watch sport in a short time, and as time goes by, people will be paid. And of course, do you pay the robots?
Yeah.
No, you're going to have to pay more people.
Well, I want to thank you today for spending a little bit of time with me, Joe. I look forward to seeing you in Melbourne in a few weeks. Also wanted to wish you an early happy birthday this week, and thank you so much for your insights. Incredibly enlightening to hear your story, and encourage everybody to go out and read Shoemaker and also the latest book, How to Survive and Thrive. So thank you, Joe. Any last words?
Well, thank you, Sean. It's a pleasure, and I do look forward to coming down to Australia again and to Melbourne. We're going to be spending at least a week after the events with friends in Melbourne. So who knows? We can probably get together and have a lunch or whatever.
Great. Thank you. Look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sean. It's been a pleasure.